No messing about in tonight's head-to-head. Now, after the House of Lords voted to delay Rishi Sunak's Rwanda bill last night, and we have just seen now, haven't we, Simon Clarke MP sticking his head above the parapet, openly calling for Rishi Sunak to go. Tonight I am asking, should we abolish the House of Lords? Are they to blame for the mess that Rishi Sunak's got himself into? To debate this now, I'm joined by the head of Republic, Graham Smith, and historian and broadcaster, Rafe Heydel-Mankoo. Chaps, thank you very, very much. Rafe, I'll start with you. We've seen the Lords now knocking this Rwanda stuff back. Simon Clarke said Rishi Sunak's so out of touch with the voters. Are they even more out of touch with the voters, do you think? Have they got to go?
Well, look, no one is a bigger critic of the current House of Lords than I am. In fact, in 2010, I wrote an important report on reforming the House of Lords with the Respublica think tank and Sir Roger Scruton and others. It is broken. It's full of political cronies. It's also far too large. David Cameron made more nobles than King Louis XIV. It's actually the second largest chamber in the world after China. I want to see it halved in size. I want to see actually almost all political parties removed from the House, well, all political parties removed from the House of Lords, so they can be truly independent, a place for British experts in every field to improve legislation, and a place for independent people's peers who truly represent regions of the country, which we don't have at the moment. No more party whips, no more cronies putting politics before the national interest. But elections would be an absolute disaster, because an elected House of Lords would be more powerful than it is now. It would lead to more conflict and stalemate with the House of Lords, because right now the elected Commons always prevails over the Lords.
Okay.
I mean, yes, the Rwanda bill is very frustrating, but, next year when Labour's in power, we may be cheering the Lords for actually obstructing Labour pieces of legislation. And the Rwanda bill would actually be more likely to be blocked by an elected House of Lords than it is an unelected House of Lords.
All right, Graham, I'll throw it over to you. In light of everything that's going on around us now, Rishi Sunak may well still be feeling much more secure if it wasn't for the old duffers in the House of Lords knocking everything back. I mean, you're the head of Republic. What would you do? Would you burn it to the ground?
Well, I would have an elected upper house, and you only have to look to Australia, where they have a Westminster system with a prime minister in the lower house and a fully elected upper house, and that works. Now, the point is that Parliament and government are two different things. They are two different jobs, and the government shouldn't be allowed to expect everything it wants to simply go through Parliament because they have a majority in the lower house. Parliament should have the strength to say, hang on a minute, we don't support this. And they can only do that if it is legitimate, if it has a mandate from the voters, and if it is fairly representative of the wider public at large. The notion of expertise is elitist and misplaced. Aside from anything else, experts can only tell us what can be possible. They can't say what we should do, because that is based on a range of different interests and values which ought to be drawn from through the democratic process and represented fairly across the board. Now, on some points, I'm amazed to say this, having debated Rafe many times, we agree. I think it should be much smaller. I think that the power of the parties over the upper house should be weaker, and there are a number of ways of doing that. Okay. But I think that it should be representative of people's interests and not simply packed full of people who are going to be appointed, however they're appointed. Because even if they are, in the way that Rafe has described, they're still appointed by someone, and I don't think that's okay.
All right, look, both of you, thank you very, very much. I'm so sorry it's been so short and sweet, but I hope you understand we've obviously got a heck of a lot of breaking stuff around, so thank you very, very much.